Hello, hello. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, June 30th. And I'm here for the Wednesday Live for the adults. I am, as you can probably tell, I'm back to using my old computer because I did some rearranging in the space that we were in for other videos. I got tired of being uncomfortable. So, for now, this is all the equipment that I brought into this space. So I'll start back using the new computer on the next video. Okay. Today's video is going over the checklist for personal and business. I decided I'm going to divide the two into each episode instead of focusing on personal on one whole live video and focusing on business on one live video, because I have a lot. When I say a lot of information to get out, I have a lot of information to get out. So I'm trying to compact it into shorter time spans than stretching it out, because it's just too much. So before I get started, I want to say something. I did some thinking these past few days since Sunday. I'm still trying to manage my time better since my schedule has become more hectic and my sleep has become even more of a problem. So I really sat down to figure out how to better manage my time. And I also wanted to give thought to some things that have been bothering me, like, well, what I mainly want to say is I know I may not be for everybody, and that's okay. But my intent and my purpose is legitimate and honest. I have always enjoyed sharing information. I have always enjoyed helping people think differently if it better suits them in their way of life. I have always enjoyed sharing information that improves a person's way of living and ways to grow in their careers. I understand my purpose. I know my gift, and I accept it, and I'm in it full throttle. Something I do want to do better in is, again, my time management, and I'm not interested or focused on trying to be an image that you can admire as far as physical. And what I mean is, yeah, I'm gonna get better into I'm gonna get back into curling my hair. Just understand, I've been putting my hair in a ponytail for the past 10 to 12 years because my schedule has always been busy, and Georgia humidity does not play favorites on our hair as African American women here in Georgia. So I'm about comfort and simplicity. So I will get better. I'll get back into curling my hair. I mean, I haven't even worn hair rollers in probably 20 years. And the emphasis on sitting down to flat iron my hair and curl my hair, it'll come, but I hope that's not why you all are here, or that's going to inspire you to continue to watch the channel. I'm here to share my lessons learned and give you mature wisdom on how to live a fruitful and purposeful life of financial wellness, financial security, and financial wealth. It is not my interest to look a certain way so that you can like me more or be some eye candy to you, That's not what I'm here for. And if that's what you're here for, then you need to get off the channel. Because this channel is here to help people to do better and be better. I'm sharing my process and trying to teach others the same thing. Because if I had done this years ago, I would be a millionaire by now. Again, not recreating the wheel. The wheel has already been created. The rules and the process has not changed. We just part of the group that's not following the process and gaining the knowledge that we need to master the game. So again, it is not my interest to be here to be your eye candy. If I don't look a certain way because other people look a certain way on their channel, I'm not a woman that wears makeup. I only wear makeup if I'm going out on a date or if it's a special occasion. Other than that, with age comes maturity. I'm more concerned about being comfortable. I stopped wearing high heels years ago because my feet said, "Chick, you tripping?" And I had to accept that. I only do that on special occasions. So again, I'm here to give you the blueprint to better your life with information to improve your life circumstances and help to teach you how to make better life decisions. And make sure we bring our kids along in this process of learning financial literacy, not just for us to achieve wealth, financial wealth, but for them to get to financial wealth sooner than we did. Giving them the information that we weren't privy to of us growing up. So I'm about making change. I'm not here to be pretty. I'm not here to have makeup on. I don't wear fake eyelashes. Don't need to because mama had blessed me with some long eyelashes already. So if you're not here for the content and the lessons to be learned, that's going to make you a millionaire sooner than later, then this is not the place for you. Go try another platform where you're more intrigued by what they look like than the content they're giving. I'm here to share content, valuable content. So again, you don't have to like me to learn from me. This is for you and your family, just like it's for me and my family. I'm just trying to pull y'all along for the shared ride. So, introductions. Again, hello. Thank you for returning or visiting us for the first time. I am Neka King, and welcome to King's Legacy Group. I'll go over the short disclaimer. The information shared is based on our own opinions, experiences, practices, and insight into the strategy suitable to our wellness for our family. We are not financial advisors, and our videos are for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. You must do your own due diligence and seek professional assistance when you find the need to confirm or expand your understanding of the knowledge on any topic covered in this channel, on this channel. Always remember to make sure you make smart decisions that suit your own needs and do your own research. And again, the full disclaimer can be seen on the website at www.kingslegacygroup.com. If you are new to this channel, King's Legacy Group is a financial literacy platform that is bridging the gap between the youth and the mature adult to achieve generational wealth, providing the tools and resources to understanding like today. We have our Wednesday Live, which is geared towards adults, and we have our Sunday Live geared towards the youth ages 12 to 17. Both are learning the tools and skills needed to develop and change our mindset of financial wellness that will help us make good money decisions that will empower us for the rest of our lives. King's Legacy Group is helping you understand that when you learn, you grow, and then you can earn the wealth you deserve. As always, please take the time to click like, share, and comment on every video. It only takes one time to hit the subscription button and hit the bell notification. And our platforms are YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. I'm going to do a little preaching before I get started. If you have been watching these videos since we started and you have seen value in the information that is being shared with you, I hope that you have made the attempt to get started. I hope that you have given focus to changing your mindset, given thought to the things you've been doing wrong, things that you were taught wrong. This is the beginning point where you can change your mindset. And once you change your mindset and instill that needed discipline and commitment to everything I've been saying, I promise you, you will see success at the end of the road for your personal aspirations and your business aspirations. This is not just teaching financial literacy and money management, wealth. This is about teaching life skills. And I wanted to, again, bridge the gap between kids and adults. Parents, I understand our schedules are hectic. We are physically and mentally drained to where a lot of the times we are just burnt out on parenting. And it's not that that's wrong, but you have to be accountable that we are responsible for our kids' lives, for their mental and educational development. Educational development does not just is not just with their teachers during the school year. Their learning process starts with us as parents, and it's our responsibility to change this life cycle of bad behavior and bad money practices that society has made us think that it's enough, that what we're doing is okay. And then instead of putting energy to worrying about money, having a bad relationship with money, we need to master the skills so money is not managing us, but we are managing our money. So I'm just doing a little preach. It's time to change mindset and get started. I'm offering to help. I'm offering to be here. I'm offering to teach you the information. The information is free. It's out there. So we can't make excuses anymore of not utilizing the information. We got to stop being lazy on getting the information, and we got to stop being lazy on implementing and executing what we learn. Okay, recap from last video episodes. And this is from all the past Wednesdays. Have you done your part? I said this in the last few videos. If you are coming back to look at each episode, each new episode, and you haven't implemented or done anything from the previous episodes that were suggested, what are you waiting on? Stop procrastinating. Stop letting fear rule your actions. Stop letting naysayers who should be on here with you learning the same thing, but yet you decide to listen to what they say when they're not even financially stable themselves. They're not doing anything for their family legacy themselves. They don't even have a savings account or emergency fund themselves. Why are you listening to people like that? And why are you letting those people distract you from your targeted goals in life? You don't have to do this to be rich, but you at least should do this to be financially stable. Do I want to be rich? Of course. But my main priority is to have financial stability. The richness and the wealth will come later. Let's focus on getting the financial stability in place first. When you have the financial stability and the knowledge behind it, those riches and wealth will follow. Okay. Have you started following the principles to build or rebuild your personal and business credit? If you have no interest in being a business owner, that's okay. But at least make sure your personal finances are in order and you have the discipline to keep that process going for the rest of your life and to teach your kids to do the same. If you don't have kids, that's fine. Then let's focus on you as an individual and your financial stability. The rules apply to everyone. So it doesn't matter my situation or your situation or your family situation. We all need to be learning this, implementing the tools that are being taught, and execute the plans in place to whatever our individual goals are. Okay? If you are a parent, have you gotten your kids involved with the Sunday Live videos? If you have not, what are you waiting on? I have friends and family who to this day still say to me they don't have time or they haven't had time to look at the videos. So could I explain what's going on? First of all, no. The time and energy that I put into this platform, this is the time that I'm offering for you to learn. You can't take up my extra time and energy outside of doing this when I've already provided the information. How you cannot have time, even if you have a work schedule and you have responsibilities in life, as I do, you have time to watch a 2-hour movie that you went and paid for, or that you pay for a membership, a subscription for on your TV at home. You got time to sit down and watch that for 2 hours. You got time to do other things in your life that brings no value to your life. You have time on the toilet. You have time in your car when you riding and listening to music. If you haven't stepped up to this age in society, the new music are podcast. That's the new music, because more people are understanding it is important to learn financial literacy to change our financial wellness. Even when I'm working as a Lyft driver, my customers hear my podcast, and my podcast followers, they hear information and they appreciate the information. Time from time, yeah, I go back to listen to my music, but not as much as I used to. I make time to get extra knowledge because I know that's what I have to do to be better. Okay. Last week's assignment was nothing but getting on track. Everything I just said. If you haven't started, get started. Get on track. Okay, so today's content, we're going to cover personal and business. A small recap of what's already been addressed. You all remember when I talked about the 50, 30, 20% rule, which 50% are your needs, 30% are your wants, and 20% should go towards financial goals. Budgeting and creating an emergency fund. I'm not going to go through step by step as far as budgeting. That's self explanatory. You know that you need to assess your bills, all your bills, break them down in tiers. And I explained what those tiers are. I think it was episode 4. Yeah, I think it was episode 4. You can go back and look at that. I'll go back and I think I put a presentation up for that as well. But either way, you can go back and reference that. Let's move on to setting up your emergency fund. Your emergency fund, regardless of your financial situation. I don't care if you below income, low income, mid income, high income, whatever your situation. Don't make excuses. You need to create an emergency fund. A lot of times things happen out of your control, and most of the time is outside people in your life. It's not even you, but they may come to you for help financially, or you feel the need to help them in whatever financial situation. You got to be prepared. Don't put yourself in the bind trying to help someone else. So if you are that kind of person that helps people in your life, family or friends, then prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for those emergencies that do affect you directly. Emergency car repair, hospital. If you don't have insurance, you may have to pay the bill before you go. Or just like when my mom had a snake in her garage, I didn't plan. I have been real strict about my spending. So I had to dip into my emergency fund and take out $80 to go to the hardware store to buy things she needed so that I could try to get Snake out the garage. So that was money I wasn't planning on spending, but that's my mama, so it ain't nothing I'm going to question. I got to go and do what I got to do. It's just, I'm just glad once I got there, actually I didn't see it and I didn't get bitten. But the point is being prepared. Being prepared is also a part of financial stability. If you don't have your emergency fund set in place, that can hinder your discipline and your process to get to financial stability or remain in financial stability. So your emergency fund, as I've stated before, start out small. You don't have to go for the goal of 6 months right off the bat. You assess your situation and determine how it's best for you to get started. Starting somewhere is better than starting nowhere. That's what I want you to understand. So if your first goal is to at least come up with a month of an emergency fund in a savings, then great. Focus on that first month. So once you have done an assessment of your bills and you've added up, like for mine, and I'll briefly go over mine. Like for my bills, my spreadsheet I named is bills, budget, and allocation. Assessing my bills, knowing exactly where my money has to go for responsibilities, taking that number and budgeting accordingly, because budgeting also determines how I work during the week. Because either I can, if I'm exhausted, as opposed to me doing a normal week of a goal of $1,000 a week. If I'm physically exhausted or I have things going on, so my time is being taken up in other places, I may have to switch and do 800 a week, in 1 week. So I adjust it accordingly. If I know that a week is coming up that I can fall back on a little bit and not be in such a hustle mode, always going, always working long hours, driving long hours, then I can say, well, next week I'm gonna hold myself back and just have a goal of 800. And sometimes my schedule can be so hectic, I may have to accept um, doing 600 a week. I don't do that too often because that's not going to get me where I really want to be at. But that's the lowest I'm willing to go on how much money I can make um, in a week. But my overall average a week is $1,000. One time I tried to do 12 to 1,500 in one week. That was too much. I was doing too much. It's possible, but I'm not going to run myself hard like that. And then especially since I started this platform and with my full-time business as a Lyft driver, I'm expanding that business because I'm going to get into buying more vehicles, hiring drivers to drive those vehicles for Uber, Lyft, and Instacart. And then after a year of doing that, of which I should have between 5 to 10 cars, then I'm going to buy more cars, and then I'm going to get into car rentals. So that's what I meant by when I mentioned, I think probably 2 videos ago, of my revenue goals for the next year. When I buy more vehicles, I should be doing at least 20,000 a month for the first year. And then when I transition into car rentals and some other things for that business, which my first business is called Legacy Rideshare. And yes, it is a LLC. Um, it's going to be some other things implemented into that. But the point is, I have my goals in place. I have everything in writing. So when I transition into the car rental space, my revenue, depending on how many cars I buy, because eventually it's going to lead to buying luxury cars that I could rent out for movies and music videos, um, regular social media videos. Yeah. So that revenue that I'm expecting is going to run between 100,000 to 200,000 per month. So yes, I am planning everything. I have my vision boards, I have my notebooks, I have my Excel spreadsheet, I have my software for my business records. I am tracking and monitoring and building my personal and my business so I can succeed at both ends. So you have to know what's going on with your money and where your money is going. So you have to do an assessment of your bills. You have to budget yourself and you have to allocate where your money is going. So just to give a little run through of mine, for um, my house bills that include my rent, Georgia Power, Scanner, Comcast, food, house supplies, my cell phone, and my renter's insurance. That alone is 1,800. That alone is 1,800 a month. Well, the renter's insurance is $100 because my son and I, we split the bill, so that's only $100 a year on my end. So I'm gonna take out the renter's insurance. So that puts me at 1,700 just for the house bills. Transportation, which is also slash work, because my vehicle is my business. That's my office. I put that to include my car note, my car insurance, my gas fuel, of which I just got approved. I recently got approved for my fleet gas card for my business. AAA, but that's annually, not monthly. And car maintenance, I'm averaging that $50 a month. So that alone is $1,200. So y'all see why I push to do $1,000 a week. My savings For right now, because I have my Wells Fargo savings, my Associated Credit Union savings, and Navy Federal Credit Union savings, that's $250 a month just for regular savings, which is the regular savings is not even part of the emergency fund. For my investments, for Vanguard, Robinhood, Stash, Webull, and I'm going to actually start another. I'm doing some research on some brokers or some apps that are good for crypto only. Because again, like I said before, my crypto is the only thing I treat as short-term investing. All my other accounts, long-term investing. In that, I included my life insurance and Kayla's life insurance. Those put me at $540 a month for money that I have allocated for those things. My net 30 accounts, I'm building on that, so I'm not going to include that into my budget right now because I still have some more to apply for by July 15th. So I'm going to wait to include that. My debt a month, whether that be short-term debt, I think the only thing I have on here, everything on here is short-term, meaning it'll be paid off within the next 3 months. There are only two things on here that are long-term, and that's my mother's Comcast bill that I pay, and another bill that I would pay off in a year. But that alone a month for the next 3 months is $600. After 3 months, then it'll go down to like $2 something a month. I have my business annual renewals. That puts me, since those are annual, I won't include that because that's what I renew once every year, which will put me around between $350 and $400 annually. So after assessing my bills, I decide on which bills I do bi-weekly payments and which ones I do 5 days before the due date. So on my Excel spreadsheet, I have it broken down on what is bi-weekly, what is monthly, and the due date. And from that due date, I schedule in my phone for my reminders or schedule the automatic bill pay to schedule 5 days before that due date. That way, it will have plenty of time for the payment to post, and I'm not in jeopardy of being late or having any late fees. I keep track of the source of payment, where I pull that money from. For example, my rent that comes off my business credit card. And even with my rent, that still has me at a low utilization based on the credit limit that I have on that credit card. My personal credit card, I have my utilities coming out of. I have allocated what money is pulled out from what debit account to go into my savings. That goes into my 3 savings accounts on a weekly. I do one weekly, and I do the other 2 monthly for direct deposit, for direct transfers. So everything is already scheduled. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to try to remember those. I set it up, leave it alone, forget about it, and it's taken care of. So once I do all that and assess how much money I have coming in, I can't put a set amount because, like I said, one week I may do 1,000 and some change. I may do 1,000, I may do 700, 600, 800. It depends on what's going on, but it has never been below 600. So I have to do the assessment every month. The only thing that I schedule to have it to gather at least 1 month of emergency fund are my house bills. All the other ones I plan out for a goal of 3 months and 6 months. So those goals are going to be met once I have calculated my monthly income and subtracted my bills accordingly, and what I have to work with will go into the emergency fund. So it's not always going to be the same amount. Again, this is my situation. It may not be your situation. If you work a 9 to 5 and you get salary, or you work the same hours every week, then yeah, you can go ahead and assess and have the same calculations for yourself every month. Again, what applies for you may not apply for somebody else. You do what's best for your situation. If what's best for your situation is to focus on coming up with at least 1 month of emergency fund, which means you adding up all of your bills based on need, want, and financial savings. So once you break that down, then you can determine how much you need to put aside for a month in your savings. And remember, you're going to have more than one savings account. Even if you're not going, interested in having a business, your personal life, you're going to need more than one savings account. And if you are a person that is easy to give in to temptation, if it's your everyday bank account and you always seeing that money, you're going to be tempted to tap into it. So that's why it is good to have other allocations of banking systems where you have savings accounts. That way it's out of sight, out of mind. You've already set up the automatic withdrawals from one account to another. So it's taken care of, and you're going to forget that money's there. And that's the best way to go about doing it, to help with your discipline for your spending money habits. So if 1 month works for you, great. That's something better than nothing. If you can achieve a 3 month emergency fund, awesome. If you can achieve a 6 month emergency fund, great. If you meet your 3 month emergency fund goal, don't stop. Go ahead and try to go for the 6. That's just even more security, and then even more money that you could allocate in those additional savings accounts, and decide on what those savings accounts, as far as emergency funds, will be allocated for. For example, I've already mentioned I have 3 savings accounts already. I'm going to be getting 2 more savings accounts, because my emergency fund, I have one set up for my house bills, I have one set up for my investments, I have one set up for a real emergency fund, and the other 2, I do have those savings accounts. I just didn't include it on the list. So I have my Wells Fargo business savings account for both businesses. So those are the 2. That's what I meant to say. So I have 5 savings accounts. So the 4th one is for my Legacy Rideshare business, and the 2nd one is for my King's Legacy Group business. I'm putting aside an emergency fund / savings for those businesses. Being prepared is the best security you can have. Once you learn and master financial literacy, those tools and skills, and you have that discipline, oh, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. You are on a straight path of financial wellness and security. But behind any security, there's a backup security. And that's what the emergency fund / savings is for. It's not hard. I thought that I was going to have an issue in getting back on track with my discipline, with my money. Because I'm like, everything I buy is stuff that I need either for me or for my household, for my family. But once I really sit down and plan things out, I don't even miss most of the stuff that I was spending on before. And then even with changing my eating habits, well, I did that, I did that gradually over the past 2, 3 years. Most of the groceries I don't even buy anymore. I control myself when I go to the dollar store, when I go to Family Dollar, when I go to Goodwill. I control myself. And I'm not missing nothing. I thought it was gonna. It honestly has given me mental freedom in sticking to the plan. It honestly has. I have not missed not doing what I used to do and thought that I was going to miss it or it was going to cause me to fall back into my old habits. I have not. So once you commit to it and you follow the plan you have in front of you, it's easy. It is so easy. So that is it for emergency funds. I'm going to briefly run over from day one up until now with the kids and your personal and business, the tools and skills that I've shared so far. Again, get started. If it's a lot of information and you feel overwhelmed, start where you can and work your way from there. If you make a commitment to change and do one thing a week, you ain't got to do it all in one day. You ain't got to do it all in one week. It'd be great if you could, but if you can't, do what's best for you. I just want you to get started and commit to it and follow the plan. If you're a parent with kids, I'm not going to be pleasant in saying you need to stop being lazy, get off your butt, take care of your kids for their financial future. If you don't do it for yourself, at least do it for them. So I'm not going to be polite about that. Well, I actually was, because I'm really trying not to curse. So get started, people, for your kids, for yourself, for your family. Just get started. And I'm here if you need help, if you need that listening ear, if you need that one-on-one information. All you got to do is ask. I'm not going to give too much more emphasis on what you need to do as far as building your personal credit. I've given the information 100 times. Get started. If you have not checked out Self Lender, go check it out. Read it. Don't know why you would think it wouldn't work for you or not best for you. Whether you have no credit and you want to build credit, or you have bad credit and you want to do better to have good credit. Focus on, if you have existing credit cards, change your habits, your bad habits. Your card usage and utilization. Those are the two things you must focus on. Well, it's three things. The third thing is deciding which payment process works for you. Either paying 100% 5 days before the due date, or doing the 15-5 plan, which is paying 80% or half of your balance 15 days before the due date, and the other balance 5 days before the due date. or doing the 80/20, the one that I do. I pay 80% of my usage before the due date, 5 days before the due date, and the remaining 20% 5 days after the due date. And I have already explained why that process is beneficial for me and could be for you if your financial situation is similar. But I've already explained why that works for you and the credit card companies. Okay? I've already shown you and shared the information on how you can get all 3 credit reports for your personal credit. And I've shown you once you have established your business credit, like for the first 6 months to a year, I provided that credit, I think it's 3 credit companies that you reach out to for your business, which of course the main one is done in Bradstreet. Then you have Experian Business, and then you have Equifax Business. On the last video on the business credit, I had talked about nav.com. And why is my other phone on? Excuse me. Didn't realize I left my work phone on. Here it goes. I talked about nav.com, sam.gov, and certified.sba.gov. I'm going to talk about 2 of those today. It's more information related to the certified.sba.gov. So I'm going to save that for next week. So today I'm going to briefly go over nav.com. So with nav.com, one of the registries that you should do if you're starting a business. We already know about the Dun and Bradstreet. That's the first thing you need to do once you get your business license and your tax ID number, your EIN. So nav.com helps navigate and connects your business with the right financing options suited for your business. They are very helpful when it comes to business owners to get them matched through NAV, through NAV, members are 3 times more likely to get approved for business financing. NAV has a dedicated team of funding managers that guide you through every step of your process to get you the best rates and help you understand the terms that you'll be agreeing to. They help build your financing profile to get the best financial matches. Your profile will allow NAV to calculate Experian risk grade and provide your Experian personal Vantage score 3.0 when you have no business credit. So I hate when people be saying you don't have to use your personal credit to start your business. Yes, you do. Because if you are starting a new business, you don't have any business credit information to reference. So therefore, they have to use your personal credit. So when someone says that, you need to ignore them. Yes, you do. Once you have established business credit, which takes 1 to 2 years, then yes, what you do from then on should not reflect your personal credit. But if you have none to start with, what they going to use? They can't help but use your personal, which is also called your personal guarantee. So yes, you have to get yourself in order when it comes to your personal credit. You can't just jump into business thinking you're going to, yes, it is easier to get big, but you have to have a foundation to start from. And your foundation is your credit history personally. Yes. So you can't ignore your personal credit. When you set up your profile, and part of your profile, you have to provide your banking information. And one of the questions that it will ask, like on my banking for Wells Fargo, I have my personal and my two businesses. So I had like one, two, three. It even pulled up Kayla's checking account and the checking account I had set up for my dad. Um, so it had like 6 bank accounts, if not more, when it did my assessment. And it's going to ask you which one, it's going to tell you to select the one you use the most. The one I use the most is my personal checking account. But me thinking I didn't want that, I wanted to use my business checking account, the one that has the most money in it. I thought that was going to be the better choice, but it wasn't. I should have paid attention and selected the one that I use the most, because it's going to do an assessment of your DTI. And although my business account has more money in it, it doesn't give a clear reflection of my DTI because my business is new. Now, although my business as a Lyft driver I've been doing for 5 years, it is new of me establishing my LLC. So all of that record is actually more prevalent on my personal checking account, because when I was working as a 1099 independent contractor as a sole proprietor, I didn't have the LLC and all that. I didn't have the business account. I was just using my personal checking account. So I messed up, and I got to call them tomorrow for them to change that. I should have done what it said and selected my personal checking account. So yeah, that's a little tidbit. Don't go by what you think you want them to see. They saying it for a reason. So pick the account that's used the most. Yes. When it does the assessment based on your banking information and your personal and business information that it asks for the profile, it's going to give you like a report card. And that's that Experian risk grade and Experian personal vantage score. Now, your score, your business FICO score, factor codes, it's going to, once it gives you this your report card, it's going to give you a code, either a letter or a number. And that breakdown could be for so many things. Like I'll just go over, if you get a code, if you get an A is an apple, or 01. Well, that's under Experian. If it pulled from Equifax, it'll be a 1. If it pulls for TransUnion, it'll be a 1. For those codes, capital A or 1, that means amount owed on accounts is too high based on their credit check of you. If you have a B as in boy or number 2, that means level of delinquency on accounts. If you have a C as in cat or 3. That means too few bank revolving accounts. If you have an I's in Italy and a 33, that means proportion of loan balances to loan amounts is too high. If you have a D as in David or a number 4, it says too many bank or national revolving accounts. The list is very long. It's like 30 something. And I'll post the chart once I finish this video on YouTube, so you can see the entire list. If you have something like T as in Tom, number 27 for Experian and 19 for Equifax, that means too few accounts currently paid as agreed. Like I said, it's a long list, so I will post this on YouTube once I finish the video. But this would be the business FICO score factor codes, and the codes are broken down for Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And when NAV does the assessment, is also going to give you your whichever code they pull from based on the credit report that they pull for your information based on what you put in. It'll tell you your true credit score. Your true credit score for Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, and it'll tell you which one it pulled it from. For mine, it pulled from the Experian. Okay, so I'll post that after the video. NAV just pretty much makes it easy to see your financial matches all in one place, plus the advice from their experts on your recommended next steps. And the reviews that I read on the actual website, they were pretty positive on how NAV really goes above and beyond to help business owners get the financing they need. They even have opportunities for business loans, business credit cards, and other business services. For business loans, they offer connections for SBA loans, regular bank loans, lines of credit, equipment financing, invoice financing, merchant cash advance, microloans, startup loans, and even bad credit business loans. If you have bad credit for your business and you trying to reestablish, they have loans to help you too. They have services to help you too. So pretty much now we'll listen to your business needs and provide you the best solutions available to save you time and money, so that you can work directly with lenders to get approved. So going through NAV, you have a better chance on getting approved for some of these financial lenders. And the services that they can guide you on and offer you is only going to make your process easier. So based on what I read with the reviews, they are really helpful. They do what they say they're going to do. It's free. They do have a free option, but I suggest you do one of the plans. You have the business manager for $29.99 a month. You have the business boost for $39.99 a month. And you have the business loan builder for $49.99 a month. So once you speak with them, ask them which one is better suited for your needs right now. Again, what your needs are now can be totally different once you build your business and build your credit. So based on what you need now, and you have to be honest when you're speaking with these representatives, be truthful so they can effectively guide you for your business and what your business needs are. So you can speak to someone. I think you can do the live chat on there also, when you click on the computer. So have your questions ready. Be honest so that you can get a true assessment of what you need for your business to build it or to help it grow. The next one is sam.gov. I'm actually going to do a live video and break down a lot of things on how to get. And let me just say this. Most people don't really understand the government contracts for everything. I don't care if it's toilet paper. If you have supplies, cleaning supplies, or toiletries, or even plates to eat off of, you can contract with the government. You can contract on anything. It's nothing but a community of regular life stuff. It's not just military grade products and services. It's everyday life stuff. Lawnscaping. So don't shy away from when I get ready to share this information, because that's part of what I'm going to transition into with my King's Legacy Group. I'm going to get into government contracting. Not going to share all the information right now. You don't need to know that right now. But yes, it's going to be a lot of good information. But it's going to, and that video, it's going to be long, because again, you can't skip through the information. If you just want me to give you tidbits like everybody else, if I was you, I wouldn't waste my time being here if that was the case. I'm here to give the information. So yeah, when I announce that I'm going to do the live video for government contracting, how to get in, y'all better be present. But again, sam.gov allows for contract opportunities or procurement notices from federal contracting offices. Anyone interested in doing business with the government can use this system to search opportunities. Opportunities include pre-solicitation notices, solicitation notices, award notices, and sole source notices. That will be explained later. Find support and training to help orientate small businesses to federal contracting. You can look for grant opportunities with partnering sites like on grants.gov. You can search vendor collaboration opportunities and small business events. Just like military do the same thing as we regular folks do. They have special events. You could get a contract to cater one. You could have the cleaning, you could have the waiters and the waitresses. If you have a business that does that. If you have decorating skills, you can contract to do business when they have special events. So yes, don't close your mind to getting government contracts for your business. It's a lot. I'm even going to share a site that it breaks down everything that you can contract for through the government. With the government. Even if you have a band, a live band, there's so much that you can get a contract for with the government. So no, it's not military grade products, services, warfare products and services. That's totally different. So yes, but one thing you have to have before you even do anything on sam.gov, you have to have your DUNS number. You have to get your Dun and Bradstreet number for your business. To create an account, you must have your DUNS number for your business. Have your company contacts information and personal information available. Create a strong password and security key as a backup measure. It could take up to 2 business days for you to hear back from them as far as approval. Once accepted, you need to set up your PIV or CAC code as your 2-factor authentication method. And yes, I'll explain that later. So that's it for the NAV and the SAM.gov company registrations. You need to do that for your business. I will again go over certify.sba.gov next week. The entire video for next week, well, no, not the entire video. It's going to be a two-part. It's going to be half discussing the certify.sba.gov, and the other half is going to be your introduction to long-term investing. I was going to put that off for a little while, but that's again why I decided to put my subjects in two parts on these live videos now, so that I could get the information to you quicker. So again, so that when future videos come up, you'll be ready and have a better understanding to move forward. What you need to focus on now. This is your assignment for next week. You need to have a discussion with your family, whether that be your kids, your husband, your mom, your dad, your sister, brother, whatever the case may be, your immediate family. You need to have the conversation and prepare yourself to start the conversation about death and estate planning. I don't understand this fear of talking about death. We all gonna die. But it matters what situation you leave your family in. And then even though you're gonna be dead and gone, it ain't gonna matter to you. But while you're alive, one of your concerns is to be taken care of the way you would like. What you leave behind to be allocated the way you like. So yes, you all need to sit down and have a family conversation about death, estate planning, and life insurance. And then the next conversation should be about starting long-term investing. So, starting that conversation about long-term investing, that's going to be part of next Wednesday's video. I'm not going to get into estate planning until probably 2 weeks from now, because I'm going to have a video about estate planning and life insurance. I want to have those two on the same episode. So time is running out while I'm still redecorating some things in the house.
Here's your reminder.
Alexa,
Rent.
Alexa, stop. I think so loud. Alexa, volume down by 3. See, that was my reminder to pay my rent before I go to bed tonight. Only reason I haven't set up automatic bill pay on my credit card for that one, because I'm waiting on another credit card, the one I'm actually going to be paying that on from here on out. I'm just using my business credit card for now, so I didn't want to actually set that automatic bill pay up on that one. I'm waiting until I get my new card that's coming in the mail next week. And then that I will schedule the automatic bill pay for my rent off of that credit card. So again, yeah, y'all heard I use my phone, I use my Alexa to remind me of stuff, because I'm not no spring chicken anymore. And I forget stuff. So that's it. I have already mentioned about the summer break that Kayla and I will be on between July 15th and July 30th for 2 weeks. There will be no live videos, but I will be posting pre-recorded videos, but there will be no scheduled live on those Sundays and Wednesdays between July 15th and July 30th. We are taking a break to come back revitalized. So we have reached the end of the road. I hope, again, you found some value in the content shared today. So until next time, Please take care of yourselves and know that knowledge is real power when you apply it. Thank you. Come again. Have a good one.